In this series aimed at smaller water suppliers, we have looked at why we treat water and some of the potentially harmful things we test for in our water and why. But how do we go about actually treating it and making it safe to drink? Well, this is a huge subject, and there are many different forms of treatment and stages in the process, from the simple to the complex. But in this video, we will stick to a basic treatment system of the kind often used in many smaller supplies. The system we are looking at has two stages that perform two different tasks: filtration and disinfection. Small systems like this often use cartridge filters as their first stage, sometimes in line with 2 or 3 different pore sizes. These filters can be thought of as very fine sieves. They stop physical particles from going through their pores, but allow smaller molecules like water through. These filters may have different pore sizes, with the first stopping the largest particles, the next slightly smaller, and so on. Generally, cartridge filters are only there to stop physical particles and turbidity. In other words, they remove dirt and make the water physically clearer. They don't usually remove bacteria or other health risks, but do make the water clearer, ready for the next step in the treatment process, UV or ultraviolet. In order to remove the risk from harmful bacteria and other pathogens, most modern treatment systems will use a UV reactor. A UV reactor is quite simple but highly effective. It consists of a pipe with a high-powered UV lamp that works at a specific wavelength of light that inactivates bacteria and pathogens that pass through the pipe by scrambling their DNA. Water needs to be clear enough for the light to travel through in order for it to be effective. Dirt particles can block the UV light and it may not then reach all the pathogens. This is why we have filtration first to make the water clear and ensure the UV process is effective. If all is running properly and the incoming raw water isn't too troublesome, a filter and UV system such as this should produce clean, safe drinking water. But each water source is different, so make sure to contact an expert if you need advice on what system is suitable for your supply. In New Zealand, there are off-the-shelf acceptable solutions that may work for you, or you may need something more bespoke. And remember, cartridge filters and UV lamps are consumable items and will need replacement. Check your system's documentation or speak to the supplier around how often. That wraps up this Back to Basics series. If you're interested in more in-depth water treatment videos, check out the rest of Lutra TV's content or subscribe to see future releases.